Hello, welcome back everyone. It is January 11th, 1942, and we're here with another turn of Yamamoto's Folly. It's been a couple days, so what happens will be as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. I don't have the best memory, so we'll see what's going on. Still tons of subs around the Rabal area here. Oh, that's not good. We hit a mine. Not sure where that was. It must have been laid somewhere. Already onto the air phase, though. Looked like one of our subs hit a mine back there. A little bit sweeping, not a lot of resistance, though. We do run into these H-75A for Hawks over Oosthaven. And we handled them pretty well. 3 of those destroyed. And we're sweeping Port Moresby as well. Looks like, yeah, we lose a 0, but take out 3 of those buffaloes. We go after Chainsaw Runway. It has a lot of bombers here that I just want to clean up if I can. We probably won't disrupt the troops too much with this bombing, but every little bit helps too. Yeah, look at that. 2 fighters and a couple bombers destroyed on the ground. Definitely worth it. Good runway hits. Continuing on with some Bettys here. Take out another plane on the ground. Lose a Betty to flak, unfortunately. And another fighter destroyed on the ground. His pools of the H-81, 83s usually aren't super deep at the beginning of the war. There's another Betty to flak, unfortunately. So taking those out is useful. Abels doing their thing against Piratejoe. And going after Rangoon, the ground forces there, destroy a couple squads, that's good. Second attack not as successful. Hey, there's the third. Those bombers have been flying here from Chainsaw. And we take out 3 of them with our cap. So good job, Cap. The best this Cap has done so far here above Chainsaw. However, our Cap above Pacino Loke, again, lets a Blenheim through. Flying from Rangoon, I'm not super concerned about it. Doing our sweep above Oosthaven again, taking out a Hawk to no loss. Just continuing to pace that runway. Also softening up Terracan, of course. Looks like they're doing good damage here. I believe Terracan's a Swamp Hex, which is going to help out. Oh, we got the short end of that stick above Port Moresby, losing a 0. Onto the PM airbase. Surprised they were able to even launch those Blenheims from the Rangoon runway. How damaged it is. And we'll make sure that they don't fly tomorrow. Here at Piratejoe, this airfield is completely trash. I mean, it's been at 100 or near 100 damage really since near the beginning of the game. And my planes have done a great job of just keeping it that way, kind of taking it out of the equation, which is nice. But now my planes will start to ground attack here at Piratejoe to start softening it up as my LCUs start to move in. Another attack here on the Ambon airfield since we didn't shut it down completely yesterday. Yeah, and great job there. 6, 7, 8 planes stored in the ground, including some Dorniers. And anytime I can kill a patrol aircraft, I'm happy. And some decent runway hits. Going after the runway here. Just getting that airfield damage up. Not only to shut it down, but of course to ensure that he can't build forts there. Oh, some carriers bombing at Ley. So swordfish and buffaloes. So it looks like that is probably probably some CVLs, some British CVLs, and maybe because of the size of the swordfish groups, and possibly a French carrier. Catalinas go after my offloading transports at Amchitka. Fortunately, they miss. Navises go after a cruiser group here, probably trying to go after my invasion force, and they miss, but that's good warning, so I'll be able to move my forces out. Before those cruisers get there. So he still has cap in the air, unfortunately, when I come to bomb Port Moresby. Looks like we're trading back and forth with these buffaloes. See if he does not get through my bombers though, which is great. Though they are taking it on the chin with flak. Yeah, I lose a 0, I lose a Betty. But he loses 5 planes. Buffalo, 2 on the ground, or 1 on the ground, 2 in the air. And patrol plane and a Banshee, so that's good work. And another group comes in. Again, don't make contact with my bombers, but I do lose a 0 to that cap, and I lose a Betty to the flak. However, we do destroy 4 planes, so it's a good trade, especially since one of them is a Catalina. And also the replacement pools for those Australian Catalinas isn't super high. I know when I play as the Allies, I always have a tough time with that. So a shock attack Xinjiang, this isn't necessarily because I want to do a shock attack, but because I had to move forces over the river to open up that hex side again and open up that supply, because this had been a Japanese-controlled hex side right here where the rail line comes through, so it was kind of a necessary evil. I am going to get my butt kicked a little bit here. But I really want to make sure that these troops are not cut off from supply. Yeah, you can see my forces having a rough time here. Yeah, 1 to 7 odds, not good. Lose a ton of troops doing that, but if I didn't open up that hex side, not only would my supply be cut off, but I wouldn't have a good way to retreat back toward my northern forces there. And now this way, I can send reinforcements down this way without having to do that shock attack, and I can just rail them in, which will be really helpful. I bombard up here. Looks like I have 285, he has 102, so I'll attack there next turn. And deliberately attack Xinjiang. I finally got the other division in the hex. And 2 to 1 odds, reduce fortifications to 2. Casualties are a little higher than I'd like, but they're fine. We're going to continue to attack and probably take the hex next turn. bombard up here south of Cyan, and I deliberately attack here at 2-1 Go. And this time, the reason last turn you saw that, hey, I had a bunch of AV here, and he had a little bit of AV, why didn't I take the Hex? And it was because one of the units had just moved in, and so it didn't participate in the attack last turn. This turn, it's in the Hex, it participates in the attack, and so yeah, 14-1 odds, which is much better to the 1-1 that we got before. So we destroyed the unit completely, and yeah, made good progress here along the rail line, and he's not going to have too much up here to contest it. Here's that shock attack chainsaw. These units are probably going to evaporate this turn. Well, not evaporated yet, but they're getting there. They are getting there. Good, I take Tay-Tay. So Palawan Island is now completely ours. That looks like it for the turn. So decent turn. It's a shame about that sub. We're going to have to figure out where that happened. At Chittagong. And 102 is hit. So, yeah, minefield there at Chittagong. And you're going to return to Georgetown for repairs. Not as badly damaged as I thought. I was afraid I was going to lose that sub, but we didn't, so that's great. Let's look at the Butcher's Bill today. So, decent day for me. I do lose 40 planes, including 10 zeros. Jesus Christ. I can't get ahead there. But he loses 56, including 24 buffaloes. That's good to see. So yeah, do lose more Bettys than I'd like. He takes it on the chin with his Hawks and H-81 83s. Yeah, overall a decent day in the air. No ship sunk on either side. Let's see if anything was admitted. Doesn't look like it. So, where are we now? Need to get some supply in here to Pegu. That'll flow eventually. In fact, it's actually higher than it was last turn. So, I've got 4 divisions here. One of them an armored division. So they'll move into Rangoon, and he does have 17 units here. But I think if I bomb enough, I think I'll be able to push him out of the Hex, which will be great. Up here, I've got 2 divisions, and they'll head up the road to Miktila, and then they'll head to the west and take Mogwai, where you can see there's 500 oil, 200 refineries. And once I take that, it'll go a long way with that refinery supply production, which isn't a lot, but it helps. My supplies here in Burma will not be as much of an issue. Oh man. This tank regiment was supposed to follow, not move in front of everyone else. All these other units are right here. Oh man, yeah, that wasn't a good move. So this little tank regiment may be in trouble here. What are you doing, tank regiment? Hopefully the rest of this stuff gets down here. Any case, yeah, that could be rough for me. Could lose that tank regiment because it wasn't set to follow and instead moved on its own. So generally, when you want to move an army into a Hex, you take your slowest unit, have it set to move to the Hex where you want to go to, then you set everything else to follow that unit. That way they'll move at the slowest unit's pace, rather than outpacing the slowest units and arriving them there early. That's exactly what happened here, is it arrived early instead of following. Any case, so we do see some Allied carriers right here. I don't have anything immediately in the vicinity, though I do have carriers at truck that can easily make the trip down here, and they'll probably do so. The thing I have to be worried about is that he has really inundated this area with submarines, and you can see all these French submarines up here near truck. All these other submarines, I'm not sure what nationality, probably American, over by Rabaul. So if I'm going to move my carriers down here, I'm going to have to be real careful and have a good ASW escorts just to make sure that a carrier doesn't take a fish. That is about it. Moving toward Tarakan. Very shortly, we'll move on Ambon as well. Have my little carrier task force here. Not a little one. It's actually a really good carrier task force. Position to support. I have a bombardment task force going in, and an amphibious task force will be following very shortly. One more attack at Sinkawang, and I'll take it, I'm pretty sure. If not one attack, maybe two attacks, but I'm in a good position here. And once I take that, I can move down to Pontianak. It's nice that I've taken the space. It does have, once I take the space, I should say, it does have good air capacity. It's a level 4 airfield. Builds can build potentially to 9, which will give me great Betty coverage and fighter coverage over anything I do to take Palembang, to take Sinkap, to take Muntok, and that's really going to help. In any case, that's enough of me rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the turn, and we'll see you in the Discord. Take care, everyone.